There we go. Hello. Oh, I'm glad we didn't do too much talking. Oh, God, I'm glad we didn't do too much talking and then realised that we were muted as usual. Hello. Meg, how the devil are you? Happy Monday. No. I take that back. Happy Tuesday. Already exhausted and the week's only just beginning. Tuesday. Yeah. I don't know, it just seems to be a constant thing. Too tired to remember the day or whatever the hell's going on with me. It seems like a complete disaster though. But I hope you're well. Happy Tuesday. How is your morning? I know it's still early-ish. I mean, it's definitely early for me. Right. I had my bamboo printers working today. Finally got those fixed. One of them was like, I don't know what it was with the I have the AMS on both of them. And it wasn't working on the P1S for some reason. So I just jiggled things around and just literally just plugged things back in again. And it was working. So we have it working finally. You doing all right? Got some fabric delivered. Hell yes. Hell yes. More on the way today. Work is work. Yeah, 10 a.m. That's basically, I get up at 10. I go to bed at about 2 or 3 in the morning. So I wake up at 9 and realize why am I awake? Just why am I awake at this time? It's not pleasant. And yeah, then I'm up at 10. It's like, oh, the first hour of the day, I'm just basically dead to the world. It's just an absolute travesty. But we got up and we got the printers working. Printed out a couple of benchies. And now I've forgotten which one's which, unfortunately. I have a sneaky suspicion I know which one's the X1C, but they're both pretty bloody good. And which means I'm pretty happy in that regard. I don't quite know. They feel good. I mean, they don't look 100% perfect. But I don't know what level of perfection one really gets on a benchy anyway. But yes, we've got... I managed to do a tiny little bit of painting. I didn't do the thing I wanted to do, which is what I'm going to do basically the beginning of stream. But... so I printed out these two bad boys. Right here. Now I believe that this one is the X1C. Right here. They both feel the same, like... Obviously they're ridged. They got a ridge to them. So one is an X1C, one is a P1S. Like there is... I'm assuming that says... Can't tell what that's supposed to say. It's too long for bamboo and also too long for benchy. I'm not entirely sure if that's supposed to say anything, but this one I think is the X1C because the detail is slightly sharper. But honestly, like in the scheme of things for what I want to be printing, i.e. scenery, and potentially I would like to paint props, do props at some time. I think we're good. All right, Meg. Morning, Fanman's Kitchen. Hello, how are you doing? I hope you're doing better than I am. But we have these that we are going to... Well, frankly... Oh, you know what? We didn't do one edge highlight along this one. We've got to do an edge highlight on that. Did we do it on the other one? Yeah, we got to do an edge highlight on that before we forget. But I have some transfers. Why is my... I'm on the wrong page. I got transfers. Hello there. How are you doing today, Fat Man's Kid? Hope you're well. So let us do that edge highlight before we get too sidetracked with other things. I do have to remember that there is a Twitch, an Amazon, might as well be the same thing, sort of Prime Day sale thing. All right, so let's just get underway. Right. And there's a bit along there we need to get as well. I think we're running out of Inky Darkness, though. Le Circle, hello? How are you doing? I hope you're well. Hello. Happy Tuesday to you. I hope you're doing well. How is your day looking? Bit of a chunkier edge highlight than I was expecting, to truth be told, but such is life. It is eye circles, yes. I thought so. How are you doing? I was looking at your username going, I've been gotten. I always sometimes I look at a username and I think, is someone trying to mess with me with their, like, am I supposed to pronounce it in a certain way? What's new with you? We've got a few things to print with the printer tomorrow. Yeah. Got poop shoots to print. Double poop sheet. Some Y adapters. We didn't have to constantly unload and load things into the AMS if we need to. What else do we need to do? Yeah, just basically do some printing tomorrow. You good working, enjoying the tunes and watching you paint? Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We do have to do... we've got to put some... I just Realized I hadn't done a couple of lines of Incubi Darkness before we slap on the Whatsits. Easy Whatsits. Transfers. Now I know this is supposed to be a chaplain, but he's a pretty basic one. Like, he's not covered in scrolls and stuff like that. I thought maybe he can be in a brand new sarcophagus, and he's got to re-earn all his purity seals all over again. He does seem somewhat naked in that department, which is obviously a terrible shame. But he will no doubt strive to be better and get all the bits done. So what I think we need, obviously, ultramarine symbol there. Probably some sort of symbol on the front of that. Either on that curvy bit there or there. These are both left arms. I haven't yet to make my mind up which one we're doing. I'm slightly tempted to do this, to be honest. But we'll get them both done regardless. So we'll try and just put a skull on each one, just to have the option. And I'll probably just blue tack those arms on, to be honest. The lower leg, that'll need a skull. He doesn't have any kneecap protectors, so he'll need some lower... He'll need a skull somewhere on his lower... Maybe right on the crotch. But once we've done that, we can slap on the shoulder armor. And then we can gloss varnish the entire beast. And then... wait a little bit and talk rubbish for a bit while we wait for the gloss varnish to dry, and then we can start slapping some oil washes everywhere. I'm very new to the whole 40k universe, but I've really enjoyed Rogue Trader as you'll dive into the lore and story. Yeah, it was... Is it actually loud in... It was a bit louder than... Did I turn the volume up? Oh! I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Reno, thank you so much for saying that. Normally... What happened? Why is the volume all the way up? I am so sorry. Right. I could have sworn something was different today. I don't know what it was. I must have upped the volume at some point between last night and coming in today to listen to some music while we did some printing. And forgot about it. Seriously, if that... Thank you very much. Genuinely. I'm really happy. No, I'm very happy you did. Like, sometimes I get called out and think, right, well, I'm just going to ignore that person because they're obviously nothing else better to do. But in this situation, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So, we do have some transfers to do. We did print out these today. And so... Oh god, I can't reach the other little bit. Printed out this one on the X1C in about 20 minutes. This little scraper, which is great. And then we printed out this bad boy, which is an auxiliary scraper. I didn't realize when I pressed play on it. I didn't realize that this was a dual color one. So like 3/4 of the way through, or 2/3 of the way through, it stopped and was like, I didn't realize. It was just sort of paused. And it said, yeah, we need another color. And I was like, oh god. I had to scramble around and apparently had some orange stuff knocking around and slap that in. But this one you fit a razor to, some variety. Not for that. It's for getting things off the plate. And then it printed out this little bad boy as well for storing it. Textured plate. Very nice. I do actually have a fancy plate as well. Rogue Trader is amazing. People keep telling me to get it. It is on sale at the moment. I do have this very fancy build plate, right? Which is very fancy. I'm going to use it just on the just on the X1C for basically, you know, promotional and making weird noises. Don't know if I'm supposed to do that, but Benchies. Is that good or bad, Leroy? They're the first ones I've ever done. But look. How fancy is that? Very fancy is the answer. I don't know if that chap does smooth plates. I might have to go back and have a look. But yes, we'll be printing once I can figure out how to configure weird, like, different PLAs rather than just bamboo's stuff only. We will be printing start to print scenery. It's a very nice plate. Your first run you went full on fanatic. My issue with benches is they're massive waste of filament. You just paint yeah, well, Leroy, they're literally my first FDM printers. I had no idea what to do. But I know what I am printing next. 2 poop shoots, 1 for each printer. So 2 poop shoots and then some Y adapters, so I can run an external spool holder whilst also running the AMS, should I need it. Also, my printer's always flat because it's not an Ender. Well, I don't have an Ender either. No. Got C3PO. We've got a Rancor and then R2D2. Right there. Never got far but enjoyed when I've played. Now I have new Arbiters. DLC, I'm playing again full Imperial Zealot. Well, Reno, I expect nothing less from you. Woo! Maximum zealotry. The only way to roll. With a hiccup, apparently. That's it. The Rancor eats the poop. It doesn't actually. It's not a printer, but it sits between the 2 printers. And we do need to figure out a way of... I know you can basically recycle the poop, so to speak. So we will work on that into some sort of viable stuff, because I don't like obviously wasting stuff for the sake of it. A human filament printer. No, that would be... I feel quite nauseous about thinking about that. A man was scared, so I shot him for the God Emperor. Reno, you're a monster. But you probably saved him from a lifetime, probably admittedly a short lifetime in the Imperium, of, well, utter misery, essentially. So you did a good job on that, I think. It extrudes humans. Oh, okay. Okay, all right. No. My mind was going all over the place. To places I wished I hadn't gone to. Leroy. But yes, we have already got paint on miniatures today, so I'm happy about that. I tell you what game I do have in the old cart on the Steam thing at the moment. I'm finally going to buy Total War Warhammer 3. Just so I can play it once a year and realise how bad I am, then turn it off again. That's the only reason why I have those games, to remind me of how bad I am at them. But there is Warhammery stuff, isn't there? Whoa! I haven't looked at the dear idea, the Warhammer community. So I don't know if there's anything dropped today. Shade armor, disintegrators, and more. You've yet to try any of those? What, those printers? I'm very happy. If you are interested, I believe they have a sale on. Or do you mean those games? Do you mean those games or the printers? Because it is their 3rd anniversary and good deals don't last. That's not my words. Sounds like something I would say, but it's not what I would. Finishes July 15th. So I might actually get some sale filament. I mean the Warhammer I'm awful at them. I really enjoy them from the visual aspect and like slinging armies at each other. I have played them in the past, and like I've tried a variety of Total War games. I can't remember my very first one, but done Rome, Total War Empire, Shogun, something or other. I suppose I could look at my library and tell you exactly which ones I have now. Well, Empire, Rome, Shogun, Rome 2, Warhammer. Oh, not as many as I thought. And I'm terrible at all of them. It's an utter tragedy. Maybe one day we'll get good. And I see they have the Arbites class. Oh wait, hold on. That's for Darktide. That's the Arbites class for Darktide. But I've not played Darktide in ages either. So did we like Inquisitor? Then there's Rogue Trader. Yeah, there's Rogue Trader. Hey. I think I'd be good with the Goblin and Orcs just because I'd throw them around like cannon fodder. Well, that's pretty much how you're supposed to treat them, I think. Not worth it for Dark. Well, I already have. Okay, it's not worth it. Yeah, it is a tenner. Well, I've already got Darktide, but I'm not going to bother getting that DLC. I thought I had Mechanicus for some reason. Rogue Trader. The actual game Rogue Trader. One day we'll get actual time to play games. Anyway, today is, or at least not right now. I think maybe this evening I might be able to play a game or two. So Ultramarine symbol is going to go right here. We just need to put the lid back on here. We're going to use we might use that one. This is from a vehicle transfer sheet. We might use this one. We'll chop it out and see. I think it might be too big, in fact. Might be too big. We could potentially maybe use that one there on the shoulder. I would like something on the front. I was either going to go with one of these campaign badges or maybe some like checkered bits just for here, potentially. There are some numbers here we can slap on the... He needs more skulls, but he needs... we could slap a couple of numbers, excuse me, on his right side. Done. I don't know what this means. Does anyone know what this icon means? tried Googling it earlier today, but came up with absolutely nothing useful. Is it a sort of campaign marking? I'm just not familiar with these three. I mean, that looks like White Scarred nonsense. That looks like Dark Angel nonsense, and that looks like God knows what. But it's all around the Ultramarine area, so I was thinking maybe it's campaign markings. In which case, we can slap some of those on. That's the transfer sheet which you already looked at. We got some slightly larger campaign badges. I think they're too big for those shoulders. Those might be a bit. We got some numerals here. We can slap some numerals on, I reckon. We could slap a numeral on there, and then some checker nonsense underneath it. Hey, Avian, how's it going, dude? Do we eat PlayStation like a mix of Soldier and Ogryn with a bad pet? Oh, it plays like a mixer of Soldier and Ogryn with a bad pet. Nice. Well, I mean, bad as in bad, or bad as in a good way? Bad. Like, is it a nuisance or is it actually like rather funny? Avian, how's it going? Longsword is a raven wing. I did wonder. But what I still don't know. Okay, I did think that might have been Raven Wing, but like these two, that's like White Scarry. But this is a conundrum. Poor bad. Oh, poo bad. Ah. Well, in that case, yeah, that's not too appealing. Yeah, this one's tempting. Yeah, he needs skulls on, really, and I'm not a good enough artiste to really dabble. This is, oh god, this is from 2020, so this is a bit too recent. Oh yeah, look, it says Ravenwing Company on it. I knew that. Oh, these are some campaign badges here. Oh, we can slap one of those on. Yeah, we can. I'm not going to get shouted at if I these are these Dark Angel things as well. I know it's in the Dark Angel zone. I know it's in the Dark Angel zone, but I'm not seeing up here any campaign badges. But they do have the dangly swords, so maybe that is a campaign badge for the naughty boys. Okay. Hey, Julian. I think those skulls on triangles could be campaign. I think they are, like... I've got the wrong one out. I think they are. But it's not some sign I see... it's not a thing I see very often. It would just go quite nicely on, like, a bit of a shoulder pad. Potentially. It's too white? Sorry, what do you mean it's too white? Oh, hold on. I keep change. Okay. This cross there with the skull. Seagull's making a racket. I can see the Space Wolf. Oh, okay. Okay, I do apologize. I will attempt to get the light slightly better. It's not great, is it? Come to think of it. So this is the Dark Angel zone down here with all their nonsense. I was wondering if that seems to be Dark Angel nonsense as well, to be honest. But the Ultramarines, the Ultra Zone, the Ultra Zone, there are some I need to keep a couple of these for my first company. Ooh, we could use one of these on our Dreadnought, though. little bit too small though. Problem. Slightly too small unless we use a bit of gravis action. Here. Wait. Where the hell are they? Here. Can't tell what that is. Oh, squiggly writing. That's squiggly writing in there. You're going to have to trust me, bro. Crux. Oh, it's Terminatus. Skull and Crux. Of course it is. Of course it is. Sometimes my brain just refuses to click into action. But we're going to pilfer some stuff from the olden times, like the heresy, like some of this nonsense. Maybe a command Skull of Doom. I think the Crux Terminatus is for everyone. Do you reckon it can be for a dead chaplain? So we've got 4 transfer sheets we're going to pilfer from. I'm going to use this. I might use this thing there with the other nonsense below it. If it fits. I'll just have to cross my fingers. That's for that. We might be able to put some numbers on that gold. Too big. Some of these identification numbers might work, like a 7 or something. Just a random number. All right. Let's get a wiggle on, otherwise we're gonna as always just do absolutely bugger all for about 4 hours. The twin crossed arrows are assault. Yes, these ones. Yes, I know those are battle line. Those are naughty boys. Those are fire support. I'm also just reading these as well. So I promise I do know some of these. It's just when it comes to weird factions like the Dark Angels, it's all a bit like they got too many weird things going on, and I need a proper nerd to tell me what's going on with their markings. Basically. The single twin-ended arrow is also a tactical role marking. Oh, the one the one with the arrows going in different directions. This one. Dark Angels. Always with the Dark Angels causing problems. Left and right, yeah. Yeah. Is that because the Dark Angels don't know if they're coming or going? They need arrows in both directions to tell them where to stay. Sorry. I know people like Dark Angels. Right. It's fun to hear Badger talk to YouTube and guess what is typed. Well, I know this is the problem. Unfortunately, this is a Twitch issue. Twitch don't let me merge the chat. In the good old days, like a couple of months ago, I had a merged chat right here, and you'll be able to see what lovely folks on YouTube were typing. What I really should do is, I'm very nervous about getting TTS reading out chat. Very nervous about it because, frankly, I mean, obviously Julian, fantastic, very trustworthy individual. But there are people on both platforms who are very naughty and will take advantage of TTS to potentially naughty things and get me into trouble. I don't want to be in trouble. Just assume I've lost my mind. Honestly, Reno, you wouldn't be too far wrong. Yeah, I know, but you can't merge chat on Twitch. Twitch has issues. Monument shouldn't be doing it, as far as I know. Avian. I mean, I have chat in a merged, I have chat in a merged window, right? See? Merged. And it used to appear on right where all these juicy goals are. By the way, Horus Heresy 3.0 is coming out very soon, i.e. going up for pre-order this Saturday. So, if for some reason you're flush with cash, do consider, you know, I can't bring myself to say the rest of it. Mr. Hive Tyrant, hello. How are you doing today? Well, well, as far as I know, Avian, he shouldn't be doing that. Like, I know, who was it? I think someone got briefly banned, I think, for having merged chat. A partner. I'm drawing a complete blank on his name right now. And he goes by the name of Ebenezer Good. Oh God, what's... Right, before we get transferring, let me just quickly look at his name. Yeah. What's his... Oh, No. Avian, trust me, I completely understand. And I'm also very aware that it was only just my birthday. You were very generous then. So, I do understand. I certainly... Which is why... I think they're partnered on Twitch. Nutty. He got... There was a... Done for. You're not allowed to multi-stream when you're on the front page. Right? Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, listen, I know some people seem to have a lot of issue with me just, you know, chatting. We will get to do stuff, I promise. I know they shouldn't, Leroy. I know they shouldn't, but they have issues. Like, they are, and until they deal with their issues, not much we can do about it. Unfortunately, really, it's very tedious. Like, as far as I'm concerned, as I was saying yesterday, I do think that Twitch is the better streaming platform as it currently stands. I do watch streams on YouTube, as I said yesterday, but it's a bit too weird. I'm not used to it. I moved the camera again. It used to not allow dual streaming till it realized it was dumb. Well, I certainly hope so, Leroy, because I do find it slightly frustrating, because, like, you know, it would make things so much easier, and it would be nice if people on whatever platform they choose to sort of watch streams on sort of interact with each other. You know what I mean? Battlefield roll marks near the Dark Angels are the Codex standard markings, just in red. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. Thank you very much for that. Also, Twitch shouldn't be scared of multi-chats, as it's still the dominant platform. Yeah. I don't know, man. So first of all, we're gonna get this one done. I'm just trying to have a very quick look. See if we can use a measuring device. That's sort of like 6 mil. Unfortunately, this ruler is so old and damaged, I can barely see like some of these markings. It's not helpful. Might just be all right. Might just be all right. We'll give it. Ooh, hello. Thank you so much for tickling that subscribe button. Thank you very much. Rather hard to see when you got a microphone shoved in your eyeball. You know what I need to find? Like, I could have sworn I found I had some old sort of machinist squares knocking around. I can't find them. They've gone AWOL. Okay, we're going to go with... Might be too much what we're about to do. This could be too crazy. Right, where is a little... I need one of these little... And where is my... This one. What am I doing? State of mind today. Lathius, what's cracking, Duderino? How is your Tuesday going? Look at me remembering the day. I didn't start off the stream by saying Happy Monday. Promise. In fact, we don't even need this, I suppose. Right. Let's go. All right, we're absolutely winging it. It's going to be a complete disaster today. Mortian turrets arrive. Oh, really? When you say they're pretty decent, like, are you being polite? Or are you being actually... Specifically from the Ball, Pred. BA Tactical Squad in the first 2 starter boxes of the 8th edition. I get so many. I was going through so many. So 2017, that was 8th edition, right? Ish, roundabout. That's when I got back into the hobby after an extended nap. I'm just trying to remember what vehicle this. I only have. I have a Gladius, but that didn't come out till late. Do I have an Impulsor? I have one Impulsor somewhere. Dave, what's cracking, dude? Happy Tuesday. What's going on? Hope you're well. All right. We're just going to put a number on his... Might be too large, and I don't really know why we're going to put a number on, but we're going to do it anyway. Work? Yeah. A lot of that going around, dude. I hope it's going all right. Spent today melting in here. We printed out some of these boaty things. Printed out a couple of those and some other bits and pieces. PLA, FDM printer things. Might finally be happening. After God knows how long. I need tweak. Just a design choice in one of the turrets left for you questions. It has some gaps when you fit. How many gaps? Like, maybe there's something that's not immediately obvious you need to do. Quite often you don't know what the designer's thinking, and it's like they might have something completely different. We had movement. No, this is too big. This is too big, ladies and gentlemen. I think. Maybe it just needs massaging into place. Etc., etc. That is sort of actually basically almost perfection. Sort of. I mean, it looks a bit weird. Perfection comes at a price, just ask Fulgrim. Badger, have you carved off an hour or so from stream because of weather? Well, I know, I vaguely. Not yet. We'll see how it goes. I mean, today is going to be the last day of it being actually tolerable to stream in. Tomorrow, it's supposed to be hotter. And buffering is going to happen. Or I definitely have to carve out. Either start an hour earlier, which I'm not so great at, or probably end a bit. Not when I'm not massively keen on it, because frankly, you know, cuts down on the chances of, you know, things happening on stream. Get my gist. On the best, there's a tiny bit of. We're going to go over that with some black stuff anyway. It'll be fine. It seems to be part of the design looking at the other options that go in the same place. Huh. Which turret are you talking about in particular? It's a cupola that you just put either a small turret or sensory gear into. There are no additional parts for it. Oh, maybe it's the option for you to do some hit bashing. In here is a box that I keep the skulls of my enemies. Maybe that's what it is. Mark II main battle tank turret we're talking about. Oh, okay. Ooh. Green stuff in there and level it off. That is a saucy turret. I like. Ooh, double flamer turret. Here we go. Which one? Mark II. This one. Thank you very much. Although I'm going to be honest, Latheus. I'll be very honest with you. I'm genuinely surprised the bot didn't bonk you for that. I'm surprised the bot didn't bonk you for that. That's curious. Maybe the bot's completely asleep and not paying attention. Wouldn't be the first time. Definitely not going to be the last. The little stubbers are a separate part. Oh, okay. So where is this? Oh, okay. So there's a thing here, right? Here. Best pictures. But are you saying there's something? There's a gap here. You could have some dude appearing out. Or some lady. This is Skyrim soundtrack. The stubbers themselves sort of sit in the hole that's slightly too big for them. I mean, you could turn it into a hot tub. You know, you could just have like a hot tub with someone just like, you know, resting their chin on the edge of it. Or not. Maybe that's the worst idea. You got a couple of dudes, old Forge World Krieg tank. Come on. Oh, the one. Hold on. Is one carrying a flag? Reno, look away, my friend. Thank you very much. And the Commissar tank rider for the other. That's true. Well, I do always like looking. I try. It is a saucy vehicle. Right, these are all printable things. In fact, I keep forgetting that they have these as well. Like, I really like the cargo trailer and this thing. Bloody hell, I didn't realize they had all... Why did I not realize they had bits of scenery? Excuse me, that noise was not supposed to happen. Ooh. Okay. I knew they had these things. Like, I knew they had the Zone Mortalis upgrade stuff. Didn't realize they had those walls. They do have, like, a... They do have a couple of spots left on their merchant. Scenery with full... is that where I've seen them? So many parts for each piece. Yeah, this is always the issue, isn't it? Always the issue. Okay. So we have this on. Now it's not... We're going to use some more micro sol to hopefully fully flatten this down more. I'll leave that in there for a moment and then probably do another load of that later. So we've got to do something there, which I think we are going to go with this. I mean, frankly, at this point, hope it fits. And I reckon, like, I don't know what... That Grom medium artillery piece, very tempting. We get to the point where we can, like, regularly hit sub goals and stuff like that, so I can actually print that big beast out. Very tempting. Gonna fit. We do that over here or on the other side? think we do it here. Just to increase the... yeah, we're going to do it here. We're going to have the ultramarine symbol there. On the right-hand, so on the left-hand side, we're going to put a couple of skulls. I think a couple of skulls, or certainly these campaign badges, potentially. Do a campaign badge. And on its lower legs, we can have a skull. But you got these lower legs and the crotch. I was going to put the skull on the crotch. That would be a bit weird. We could maybe just do one leg. Could be skull. No, campaign badge on the leg. Command skull on its weaponry. I don't know if I'm going to use this gun or the multi-melter. That's all. They've already got skulls on, but we can increase the skullification. And as I said earlier, I think like later on as things progress, we will potentially what are those things called? Purity seals and stuff like that. Alright, Lathius. Had the underlying chassis arrive so I can put together Icarus pattern tanks too. Love it. Things where we and I've not played Skyrim in it. So we did we unfortunately the timing of our raid yesterday was horrific. But we did raid Beauty and the Beast because she was having an anniversary currently. I think she's playing Skyrim today. Unfortunately we can't raid, like, well, technically we could, but we're not. Right. Where is it's already in place. Already moving. Moving already. Go, baby. Yeah, the weather's it's warmish today. Tomorrow is definitely going to be miserable. I can sense it. I can sense misery. All right, let's maneuver this. Seems to be like this line here, and this that. They basically parallel already, am I? As far as I can tell, those are basically parallel. His skull looks weird. Like it looks, his skull looks more bulbous on the right-hand side than the left-hand side of that triangle. Welcome back, Latius. I think that's parallel. with the bottom of the triangle is flat with the line there? No, it's going up ever so slightly on the right-hand side. Okay. I mean, I think that's good enough for Disney. That is an official GW decal, yeah. From this bad boy. It's from this bad boy, which I got in the Apocalypse box set of Doom. So, Chad, how's it going, dude? Happy. I do apologize about stream yesterday. Top of the skull is definitely uneven. All sorts of Pete Tong. But the problem is with this shape. The skull is off center, yeah. I mean, there's only so much movement I can really give it, but we might be able to add a white line around the edge. Sort of get the skull where it needs, like, slightly fill it out, because it's definitely a bit wonky. Hey, I'm hot and humid. Hello there. Yeah, it's going to be worse tomorrow. It's going to be even worser the next day. Leroy will be just chuckling away and going, they don't know anything. Obviously. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. We got the FDM printer up and running finally after several months sitting there. Absolutely bugger all. Printed out a couple of these. Leroy's very disappointed in me for printing them out. However, I did need to, like, see them print. So we got to do poop shoots tomorrow. Y adapter. What else? Oh, like a roof elevating thing, like the glass bit elevating. Needs to lift the thing up because apparently for some reason they do too hot sometimes, which can affect some of the material. So we need to print those as well, and then we can start finally printing other stuff we don't need. I mean, printing like scenery and things to sell. About what? The temperature? About the temperature, Leroy. Us grumbling about it being... $21. They're not right now, Ragnar. They were earlier today, and the room got slightly warm. That's slightly warm in here, but we did get them working finally, and I am looking forward to doing some props on it as well at some point. So, Chad, I have a P1S and an X1C. We got C3PO right here. We got a Rancor, and we got R2D2. Obviously, in case it wasn't immediately obvious. For some reason, it might not be obvious. You working on animation blueprints? Leroy, don't worry. You concentrate on the stuff you need to. Chad, do it. Do it, Chad. Why not? Why, and also, what's with this one nonsense? the magic number. You don't need a full boat to know if your bed is leveled and overhangs. Well, Leroy, listen here, sunshine. I have never used one of these printers in my life. That's all I'm going to say, and I'm going to leave it at that. I will know that in future because it does like a bed leveling thing test anyway. But like if I get another one, when I get another one, I will go. You know what? I don't need one. I don't need to do that. I will listen to the wide word. I will not listen. I will remember the wise words of Leroy and not bother. What a brisk 36. Yeah. Leroy, do you have like I don't know exactly where you live in Dinosaur Island, but do you have like access to a swimming pool or the beach nearby by any chance? I think your mic's dodgy cable is returning. My mic's dodgy. What's happening with them? I probably moving a bit away from the microphone. Maybe. Hot end 210, plate 60. Yeah, my plate was 50 and the hot end was like, yeah, around about 210, 220. That'll heat things. It really did. So it's probably, it's a conundrum. It's a conundrum. Like, do I have things print overnight and then walk into this room hot? Or do I have it during the day? I don't know. They are both bamboo bad boys. Yes, they are indeed, Chad. Yeah, we got two multi-spool things. Thing is, like, I'm not going to get I wouldn't get a multi-spool again. I got it on the... Basically, I got it because in the future, if I really need to... Like, you can get a hub. A print hub. No, what's the word? You can mix four of them together. I can't imagine... So I have access to 8 things at a time, which will be ridiculous. Can't really imagine needing that. You've ordered 6 liters of 8... I read that as lotion. So, like, just rolling in here saying I've ordered 6 liters of grey lotion. I was like, okay, well, by all means, lotion is important. Grey. An FDM virgin? Yeah, I'm afraid I am. I'm reverted back to virgin status when it comes to printing. You got a 2-ton tummy. South Brizzy. I've never been there. I've never made it over to Australia. I've got family technically in New Zealand. Never made it over there though. What size nozzle? That's a bit of a personal question there, Chad. I believe I'm running 0.4 nozzles. I have a sneaky suspicion though that I need to swap them out for 0.2 nozzles for the scenery. I'll have to double check. I really don't know. I do have auxiliary nozzles and things in that box there though. I've actually forgot. Truth be told, I've forgotten what's in that box. The Elegoo? Nice. Baby oil ain't got nothing on Leroy. Wow. Wow. If you drive inland, it looks like Duretta. Nothing but barrens and red dunes. Hell. You have, like, air conditioners. Team Bamboo, exactly, Mort. Yes, we are. I was doing print. I did a couple of prints. We did the benchy things, right? And then I thought, okay, well, actually, I did those second, but I thought we need the scrapers first. So I selected scraper on both of them. And as I understand it, the X1C is faster. So this one was printed in like 20 minutes or something, while the P1S was still printing. And I thought, bloody hell. I didn't realize it was that much quicker. Then I realized I'd selected a different file to print. So it was printing out this, but also this, like that was on the bed. And then I was thinking, well, there is a bit of a there's a height disparity, discrepancy between the two. It's probably a bit much to judge them both. I didn't realize the scraper files were different. I should have looked. Brucer? It just work? So little hassle with the Brucers. You done Rose. Midsummer in the garage. Bloody hell, Leroy. You don't need to suffer, okay? You don't need to make yourself suffer. You can actually attempt to cool down. Those lair shifts, where? Oh, what lair shifts? What are we talking about? In the holder? I'm not... I mean, it's... I see what you... I mean, there is... does look a little bit weird. This is on the P1S. And honestly, like... Those are not lair shifts, no. That might... a little bit... I suppose you can open the garage door. Yeah. I mean, honestly, the thing is, right? I'm going to be using this for printing scenery for miniatures and also hopefully props and stuff like that at some point. My brother does engineering, like he's an engineer. So he uses the X1C for you know, there has to be like tight tolerances between this with the stuff he does. So he's a bit more concerned about it. I think for this, I'm very, very happy. And this is like, as time progresses, I suspect like things will improve and I'll figure out, you know, that things can be improved. Is it calibrated? It is. Well, I did the auto calibration. I mean, whether or not it's calibrated is a different matter. Then people outside with all my shelves of unbuilt minis and Lego. I know people will be standing outside, and you'll be providing a service to them. Think about all the good you can do, right? Think about all the good you can do. Micro Soul, we need more of it. Slap some more of that on there. Right, Ultramarine Symbol of Doom. Up next. That one seems too... I know you can't really see it. That seems a bit too small. That one seems bigger. People coming and stealing your stuff while I'm taking a pee break from workouts. This is the problem. This is the problem, Leroy. I mean, put on the show. Put on the show. There are people out there. Then you won't need to disappear in one day. Actually. That's slightly too small. Kind of Gravis Captain Mark. Those ones are a bit too small for. I know you can't really see it. Ridiculous. Right. What's this thing mean? I'm going to use that one. I hope it's the right size. I'm not implying anything. I'm not implying anything, Leroy. I am not implying. I imply nothing. Dear. Wait, hold up. You have the option of doing full checker pattern, but you choose not to? Wait, what? What do you mean full checker pattern? Yeah, I know, this is slightly weird. Because I chose to do it at the weird... I chopped it off at this angle. Does look a bit weird, actually. Anyway, I'll worry about that later. That's a future problem. That might be the dynamic layer height profile in the slice. I tend not to use it as it can be weird. Yeah, I literally just did the files on the already on the machine. I'm slightly dreading having to do slicing in Bamboo Studio. Because that's like, I've only just figured out properly, well, vaguely properly, Lychee and Chitubox. And I'm now trying to figure out a third one. Using like weird words I've never seen before. When it comes to printing, it's going to be very strange. Like infill and walls and things. Do it properly. I shall forever not... It's alright, Sole. Alright. So not worry. The Bamboo Studio is painless, like way easier. Yeah, so I literally just use the files on the printer already. For example, I do have a poop shoot to print out. I downloaded it from, and it should all... I think it's automatically going to go over correctly. Can't be as bad or as good as Orca Slicer. I don't think I've even heard of Orca Slicer. How... Is it both good and bad at the same time? Well, we might be able to, I don't know if we'll be able to maneuver this now. We'll worry about that in the future. While we're getting judged. Silently. As always. Orca depends on how good... Oh, okay. No. No, I'm not going anywhere near G-code if I can help it. Leroy. I don't have the hours in the day. Wish I did. In the future, we might have hours free and I can consider it, but for now... It is not that time. I need to clean your ISO. You do? Okay. A little bit longer while I drink some coffee. Why are your sound alerts so expensive? I have no idea which ones are you talking about, Chad. It's majority of them are just standard. It has some of the best settings, but it's open source and missing like basic functions. But you just need to add a line of code here and there, otherwise it'll leave a blob of plastic. Doesn't seem ideal, doesn't it? Whilst you and I at times are very similar, I see how delicately you apply water to your transfer, whereas I just plonk it. Fortunately, that's yeah. I know a lot of people are a lot more sort of violent when it comes to their how they do things. We had some movement. Woo! Hi. Yoink! Alright, let's go, baby. Massage you into place, sunshine. Needs to move forward. I'm using a pop-up just appeared here. I don't know if it's for you, but I see it. It just popped up and I was using it to see if the top was aligned with the... Appears to be. Hold on. Also, the official Orca Slicer page is GitHub. Oh, God. Okay. And there's an unofficial site that's a scam site. Oh, dear. The fact that they've not fixed that is pretty terrible. Many ways to skin cats. That's very true. There are many ways and, like, different ways of doing things. I do find it slightly frustrating when, like, the way you, like, the way people do things, and then someone comes along and says, oh no, why aren't you doing it this way? It's like, well, I'm very happy doing it this way. Talking mostly about YouTube videos when I'm talking about this. It's like I've been doing this for like literally decades now. I'm very happy doing it like this. You don't need to tell me your way. Thank you. Sometimes, once in a blue moon, there will be good advice, but a lot of it's just like completely unasked for. Lathia, 3D printing and 3D modeling community already has enough scammers. Very true. No, it's all right, Chad. I don't feel judged at all. It's just it's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. I'm actually just talking about like YouTube commenters a lot. Obviously not people watching this stream. You're absolute legends. Do you base spray onto a print after cure? I don't use soapy water. I don't use soapy water, Lathius. I just clean it well with ISO. That's all I got to say, baby. I do such a good job of it, you don't need to clean it with soap and water. That's all I'm going to say. If you're ordering it from elsewhere and they do that, well, they have their way of doing it. I have my way. No, I've never considered using water, actually. I do know some people like to sort of do a hot water bath. I've never really like that thought, really. Maybe I'll have to try it at some point. My general rule of thumb is if it's dry and not sticky, it's all good. Depends what we're talking about, Dad. Depends what we're talking about. Please no AI slop. I'm used to cast resin models where you have to extra work. Yeah, there is no mold release here. Right, for example, This bad boy, Jeff the God of Biscuits. I cured him and then primed him. And the paint's going on absolutely fine. Same with him. Basically all the stuff has been absolutely fine. I've yet to have at least that I've been aware of. I saw a friend of a friend streaming trying to convince me that all marketing now is AI slop. You do see a lot of it, don't you? And how to market with AI slop. I have read some videos, folks. I've read some videos. Yes. I'm like, no, I'm not marketing any of my stuff with that. I don't care about 7 mil AI slop views. It's useless views. Well, you only care about the people who are either already in, like, have an interest in the product you're putting out, or potential people. But like AI viewers and like bought viewers, they're not. They don't have a credit card or cash money, unfortunately. How on earth do you put up with my advice, Chad? I don't know. I filter a lot of it out. I filter out so much rubbish. It's almost a full-time job. Soapy water is for normal resin and the printed stuff, and not the printed stuff. Yeah, I know, but some people do. I know they do the hot water bath to like loosen, like the supports, help remove the supports. But I've not really had an issue where like, I mean, there's barely any cleanup as it is. So I haven't really felt the need to do it. I will try it at some point, I suppose. But remember, kiddies, Badger does double dunk his... No. Chad, I don't double dunk. I quadruple dunk. We're almost up to the entire fist. Chad. That's what I'm talking about. Believe they put some in an ISO jacuzzi. I do actually, basically. I need to get some aloe for this burn you just received. Oh, Chad, no, you don't. Come on now. You made of sterner stuff. That's one thing you could use your multiple spool setups for. Use water-soluble filament for interface. I do have a couple of rolls of that interface stuff. I got to figure out what to do with it though, Meg. I think a lot of the stuff I'm currently going to be printing is supportless. And I only just heard of the support material like in the last couple of months. I'm not entirely sure what. I suppose I'll need to find something where I'll need to use it. But that is a very good point. I will. For example, when I was printing out the one which needed 2 colors today, I was scrabbling around going, I need another bloody color because going to this AMS thing. I saw, oh, black. I thought, okay, that'll work. I opened it up and then it's carbon fiber, which I was, oh no. No, we don't want the carbon fiber. My minis are washed in Cheeto dust, so you know it's good. I mean, only if you like Cheetos, though. It's been a long time since I've even considered nibbling on one of those. More. If you like Cheetos, though, don't let me judge you. Or, let me judge you and pay me for the privilege. I will shame you for it. Some people like that. But just use it for the interface. You can use your normal filament for the actual support material. Waste less of the fancy stuff. Yes. So you only need like, what, 5 mil or even less potentially of called interface material. That weird stuff. All right. So I mean, we could potentially just remove this and put on a full triangle of it and hope we don't make it look absolutely terrible. Screw it. I'm gonna feel absolutely awful, and if I don't remove this, because I'll be shamed forever. I thought he was a new chaplain. He hasn't quite earned all of the checks and all of the checks the entire length of this bit. He was also feeling tremendous amounts of shame. I don't know what weird props I want to print though. That's the thing. Literally just the oh really? Literally that little? Oh okay. I was thinking it was sort of like 5 mil or something. There we go. I have used microsol on this, of course, so that's going to really help matters. I'm going to slap some micro Dubry Firkins on this. Just like that to sort of help merge it into the surface of the paint. I think one of the first times I used this, I put way too much on and prodded it, and then like the transfer basically disintegrated. I wasn't aware that it was sort of literally melting the stuff. I might have to put a fan on at this point. Right. Okay, so I do want to put. I'm going to put some numerals on here. Some variety. I'm going to get rid of this potentially. It might be too late. We might be. It might be ruined. We might have waited way too long on this. I'm gonna have to lift it up and just like wait just a tiny little corner. It's gonna have to we're gonna have to tap some. Hopefully, a tiny bit of movement on it. Just a tiny little bit of movement. Come on. All we need just a little wiggle. I saw on Amazon they've got big Lego thing on sale today. But I briefly considered it. I mean, I wasn't being serious. It wasn't a serious consideration. So I looked at it and thought, it's not actually. It's no Ghostbusters fire station, that's for sure. Which was very sad. But 15% off, and it was not into Lego enough to consider it. But it is Lord of the Rings, so I was slightly conflicted for about 3 seconds, and then I looked at the price and thought, oh, bloody hell, maybe. I don't think this is going to move. I think this is already in place for the long run. Well, you know what we can do? We can just cut off... bleh, bleh, make a noise into the microphone and hope that's okay. We can just cut off a slice and just butt it up. That's what we're going to do. Problem solved. We're going to I don't know why I didn't do this to begin with. We're just going to chop off some of this and butt it up. Literally all we're going to. So 4. Where's the ruler of doom? Right. What I should have done the first time around. Ooh. Oof. Did we just lose it? No, we did. That is now in place. Alright. Campaign skull on his left ankle. Or his right one, I suppose. We'll start on us first. Happy Tuesday. Rock on, Leroy. Do that. Get it done. Thank you very much for the lurk. Appreciate it. On first, how's your Tuesday? I need a couple of. Okay, so up here we're going to do command, like the skulls of command. I think rather than second company numbers. Because we would have to sacrifice 2. Whereas I don't mind sacrificing 2 skulls. Do-do-do-do. Da-da. We've gone the Chad route. It's sunk all the way to the bottom. Don't you go down there, sunshine. No, up, up, up. Oh, blood. The new game. Jesus Christ. Only that level of stress. This is going to end up very poorly. Right. So we just hose it down with... stuff. And then hope for the best. Then chop it off. Right, there we go. Lovely job. Micro Soul, where are you, Sunshine? Okay, so next up is the skulls. Command. Why did I do that? Make life difficult. It was in place, and now it is not in place. Just left it. Okay, we're going to leave that. We're not touching that again. Even though that was all off camera. We're going to leave that. I'm not going anywhere near that again. Right. Get these into position. Well, I need digital calipers or something. Close enough, I think. Not to. Don't need to stress about it too much. Probably the one on the right actually could make a little bit of a shift forward. We are going to have to go back over it with some black paint. I mean, I know we've got a gloss varnish and stuff, but I think before we do that, give it a tickle of black paint. Right. Da, da, da. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, dun, 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 dun. I wonder if this transfers on upside down. It did get flipped off. Transfers have a sort of upside down side. Might be the case in this case. Oh, we'll find out in a second, I suppose. Lathes, you place a barrel on the motion tower to the roguelet. It looks pretty win. Hell yes. Hell yeah. Wait, hold on. Where did that skull thing come from? Okay, I'm just looking at this. Yeah, I printed. It's been flipped over. There's a little. You see the white. Well, you probably don't see it, but there's a little white ring you see on the inside. Okay, let's try for about the 50th time now. Well, we have it off transfer. Cheating, backing. In fact, this might have now going to look awful. Oh god, I don't know if I like this. Plus side is it's on that leg looking down. So it's not a complete catastrophe. It is a catastrophe, but it's not the biggest. Right. Rat. Lean Machine, hello. I always thought the top wasn't sticky. I don't know. Yeah, it was definitely upside down transfer. I wasn't entirely sure if there was a sort of stickier side or a sort of smoother side or what. But it turns out there was none. There was like a more detailed side or how they printed things. Lean Machine, what have you been up to? You been all right? We are doing some ultramarine. Well, sort of. We're doing one. Oh, Jesus Christ on a bicycle. We're doing one entire ultramarine. We've literally got to wait for this to dry. Literally. What chapter? It's an ultramarine chapter, ultra chapter, one could say. Yeah, we're going to slap a bit of micro sol on those bad boys. Just while we wait for that one to dry. Just wait for... Slap that bad boy on, and then slap... Probably going to have to add a little bit of black paint, just to sort of start things up a little smidge. Venerable? Yes, very venerable. Almost too venerable. Slightly skew-if. What are you up to today, Honoured First? Are you behaving yourself? Okay, I'm going to leave that to dry and not give myself a heart attack. Well, I've done the edge. I've done the majority, the first edge highlighting, and then we are gloss varnishing, and then we're doing the pin washing, and then we're going to go in and do more edge highlighting once we've. Well, then we're going to matte varnish it. Then we're going to do more edge highlighting. That's the general plan, I think. On at first, I've been busy. Just bought an insane PC. Way too much money. Start streaming again, mainly force you to paint. What are you going to be painting? What's on the agenda painting wise? Missed you too, dude. I did take a break for like a year. We just had our 7th year sort of stream anniversary, so to speak. But we did take a year out to basically move house and stuff. It's slightly tedious. We're only streaming 3 days a week currently. I don't really know, like, I don't know. I'm not really sure what we're doing streaming wise. The amount of plastic and resin behind you, all that future content. It's good stuff. Lots going on. Oh dear. Hopefully things are moving in a sort of a positive direction overall, though. Even if there are, you know, I was going to say disasters left, right, and center. You know, issues here and there. Hopefully, we're moving generally in a good way. Let's dump those there. I was going to put some... Where is this thing? It's dried yet. Okay, please... Are you dry? We're going to leave that a little bit longer. We'll leave it. I don't trust that at all. Oh, my mum's getting it. Oh, bloody hell. I think that's the one my mum had. Honoured first. She had it from like somewhere up here. Good few years ago now. If I've got the right, if I'm thinking of the right one, pretty sure it is. It sounds very. I get a bit confused when it comes to topics like this with the words they use. But I'm pretty sure that's the one she had removed. Hopefully that's, you know, it obviously everyone's different, but like it was okay for mum, you know. Still is, thankfully. Not the most thing. I had something removed from my lip. I don't know what the hell that was. Some sort of cancer. God, when was that? Like 7 or 8 years ago now. No, coming up to 6 years, in fact. Left arm. Yeah, well, cross fingers on at first. I'm sure that will go well, even if it's not going to be the most pleasant thing. Sure, one can think of better things to be doing on, you know, nice cup of tea and some cake. She doesn't have any. Yeah, exactly. I mean, no more patches. Like that's like definitely a good thing. My dad, he's got like his skin is not great at all. Like driving across Africa topless, shirtless, I should really say, wasn't his cleverest move. And like when he was doing driving in the 70s, for the travel company, he was like going through all these hot countries. Like suntan lotion, I don't know if it existed back then. He certainly didn't realize about it. His skin is not great. Like, I don't think he's had any. Can't actually remember. I can't keep up with all the skin issues he's got. But hey ho. I do want to get a... I was thinking of putting some marking on this gold thing. Like, unfortunately, the Ultramarines, because they then go rogue from the Codex and start writing random stuff all over themselves in weird squiggly bits. We're just going to have to go with a number, an identification number. Like 8? Yeah, we'll go with 8. I might regret that decision later, but we'll do it. Alright. Well, at least we can put these bad boys away. I was wondering if maybe I should have some auxiliary, like a number in that corner as well, but I don't think so. Ultramarines totally write squiggly bits on their armor? No, they don't. I mean, we do have squad markings right here, squiggly bits and bits of text as well. But they don't do that. The Ultramarines don't do that. Far too pristine. Where's the brush gone? I did open up the Warhammer news. Was there anything remotely... Oh, no, I know they do. I have realised, unfortunately, like, after sticking him together, I realised there are no purity seals on him. He's not a very pure chaplain. He's a bit naughty. He's not one of them. He's not one of those ones. But he's a bit naughty. So maybe he needs to earn some. Right. Dun, 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 dun. No purity seals? Look, he's starting from the ground up. He's like his boss, Mr. Calgar, said, listen, here, chaplain Jeff. All right? You went down swinging, right? But we have to recognize the fact that in your, like, more corporeal body, corporeal form, you were a bit naughty. All right? Your purity seals and all that sort of stuff, we're basically resetting you. We got your sweet Dreadnought body, all right? We obviously trust you enough to do that, but you're going to have to start from scratch. Okay? You're not going to be scribbling all sorts over yourself like you did last time. You were starting to look a bit like a word bearer. And we can't have that, all right? No word bearer scribblings. It was starting to worry the other chaplains, let alone the librarians. So that's the story with this one. I mean, he's a dreadnought, so probably not the first inhabitant, and he's also venerable. That is true. He is very venerable. He had a fresh paint job, freshly coated in black, and he's going to earn his stripes all over again. Because he was like, oh, you know what, Mr. Calgar, that's the best idea I've heard. It's gonna give the other lads something to aspire to. If that chaplain can do it, I can do it. Played the new Space Marine 2 Siege mode the other day. The Redemptor you can summon in that was... Okay, well that's... Look, I've still not down... I've not played that game since October. I'm sure I loaded it up since then, surely. No, October the 5th. Look, What is that, like 9 months ago? I had no time. What's up, Gabba? How you doing? Indeed, Skyrim music, yes. How's your Tuesday going today, Gabba? I hope it's well. What's your plan for the evening, dude? All good. Got lots on the Sentinel. Hell yes. Hell yes. What I like to hear. We are slowly putting on thingies. Yeah. Thingies. Transfers. Oh, I know what I was about. I was about to put another transfer on. Got some shading and highlighting to do. Nice. What are you having for food? Tell us the food situation, because I am absolutely ravenous right now. Full on. Could probably eat a horse. Bugger. Ah! We had it and then it went sideways. Flippin' Nora. Had a pizza? Had a margarita? What, a pizza and a margarita? Or, like, do you mean just like the cheese and tomato pizza? You know what, I can't remember the last time I had one of those. I mean, the weekend is starting. You could absolutely have a margarita. We need to go down a smidgen. Oh, we might have fluked it into position. That might be it. Good enough for Disney. All right, where's the micro soul? Just cheese and tomatoes in Tesco and saw it on offer. Yeah, if I see pizza on offer, I will always take it because, frankly, it's pizza, and I apparently I just can't say no to pizza. It's like one of those things. Okay. How painted on are you? Almost look painted on. How about you? Weird bobble on your skull, Sunshine. I think we might have lost that one, though. Oh, well. Okay. Waiting a little bit more for that. Ooh! Betty. We just got to trim off the attempt to trim that off. Waiting a little bit longer. Trim that off. Varnish these bad boys, and then we can progress. Unless I'm forgetting anything. He does have... I suppose there is potentially room for more markings up there, but I just don't know if I can be... Not really seeing many choices. I mean, I suppose we could have done checkers on top as well. A little bit. Suppose we could go with a big... We could go... Ah, you know what? We could go with a company number up there. We could smack on a Yeah, we could do a company number on his right shoulder. Up there. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to treat ourselves. Purity seals? Holden, I don't have any purity seals. You literally just missed the conversation, Gabber, unfortunately. Like, I was generating some lore for this chat, but get the Indomitus transfer sheet out. Wait, is it this one? Got some great... Is it this one? I can't actually remember which one this is. No. Indomitus was... Which one was Indomitus? I've got confused which one's which. Which release is... Is Indomitus 10th edition? Or 9th? Ah! Okay. Well, I'm gonna go over there, and so you don't see my feet, because I'm not wearing any shoes. Sorry, Twitch. I'm gonna put the burb page on. Or, actually, you know what? We will go like that instead. We can't go top down. Well, let's go this. We are here. We are still here, but just because Twitch... I don't want to get banned, you know, by Twitch for showing a tiny bit of really, really incredibly good-looking flesh. Necrons. Oh, okay. Oh, is that Indomitus? I knew that. I was testing you. I am still here. I'm just going to wander over there. I'm absolutely starving, though. Have you got any of that pizza left, Gabba? I can't drive, but I would drive down and... All right, hold on. Is this Indomitus? 2023. Yo. Look at those snazzy ones. There's even gold on it. Oh, there's an I. Not in quit. It's chapter 1. Sorry. Chapter 1. Company number 1. Obviously I did. Yeah, this is a really good one, actually. So obviously we used some of this for some of our Imperial Fist bad boys. Raven Guard. Space Wolves. Oh, there's some fancy skulls there. Drat. You think I leave pizza? I don't know, you might do. You might do. I don't know. I do not leave pizza. Like sometimes I'll leave. Like if I know I can't be asked to cook like supper the next day, then I'll potentially leave some pizza just in the preparation for not being bothered to cook the next day. I mean, I suppose I could order 2 pizzas and have one. I suppose I can start doing that, really. I'm not sure that's the one I meant with the gold ones. Yeah, see, we got an Ultra Dubry Firkin here on his, so that's his left side. That would have been slightly too big, unfortunately. I mean, chaplains can get Terminator honors, can't they? Do we see Terminator honors on a Dreadnought? I'm not sure if I've paid enough attention to see that before. They can and you do? Okay. Well, maybe we can slap one of these bad boys. Something with a bit of bling. An iron halo as well. Well, we do have... This is a very nice transfer sheet. So I reckon company number 2, obviously. We're going to use that company number 2 one on his right-hand side. But I reckon we could use a Terminator. Trux Terminatus. I like the one... I like this one. No, I like them all. Damn. Are we going to use that? We'll go with the plain... No. Bloody hell, I'm so bad at making my mind up. Right, the plain one could be a... Or that one there, with the skull. You see some of the marine armor, even if... No, I know you see regular power armored geezers with the old Dubry Firkins. The one with the ultra symbol on. That one. This is... Gabba, thank you very much for reminding me. I completely forgot I had this. Alright, let's chop that bad boy out. I do like the idea of the company number as well on the... Where did I put it? Hold on. Whee! Cheers, dude! Appreciate it! Alright. Oh, dear. I almost ran my foot over. So, just so we know what we're talking about, we got... Whoop. I guess this... What do you reckon? The square at the back or the longer rectangle? I think the longer rectangle at the front can have the 2 markings. I think we're going to go company number there. Crux Dubry Firkins there. On that side, at least. We got a company badge. down there is not company, whatever that thing was called, whatever the word that was called. Campaign badge was the word I was looking for. Just speaking in coherent sentences is also what I'm really looking for. Campaign. Thank you. GW do, they really do. They really do. I mean, I have picked up a couple of, like, I'm glad I managed to get my hands on a, what was that Space Wolf one they did? In a White Dwarf magazine. And there was also another one I picked up. Oh, bloody hell. What the hell were they called? Anyway, they were quite nice, and I'm glad I have managed to swipe them at least. Wolf Spear, that's it. Yeah, I'm glad I managed to get that. Maybe I should do them instead of just doing regular Space Wolves. All right. Gonna wait a little bit for this. Ah, the really nice ones from Forge Worlds. Yes, they do. It's a shame they only seem to be for the Horus Heresy. You know, it would be nice if they did. It'd be nice if they did, you know, 40k as well. I mean, I suppose a lot of them are transferable over, right? But I mean, there's also a lot more you can add into 40k transfers. Or maybe they should do a 40k update transfer sheet, sort of for extra bits, sort of like extra things which have happened in the last 10,000 years. Made to order. Who do good made to order transfers? I used to follow, like, I know people do them on Etsy. The Mighty Brush. Is that the name? Red Scorpions and Raptors, you think you had transfers? Raptors are always quite... because I like that green that they have. I mean, GW doing it with the White Dwarf transfer, yeah. I wish they did more of them. I wish they did more sort of like, you know, more chapters, like the random ones. The Mighty Brush, they do them. Displays and screen water. I mean, that one could be quite an interesting one, just to like maps and stuff. Intruder alerts. It's quite neat. Actually, this might be worth. There's no way I can free. Imagine just like free-handing doing that. How about no? Who are these boys? The ones holding the skull, the fist holding the skulls. I can't remember what these boys are called. You had to do a screen on this Sentinel. There we go. I might get that, and then I won't have to worry about doing that. Problem solved. Problem solved. Micro set. Baby oh god. Raptors are on the current marine sheet. Okay. I'm aware of that song, Avian, but I sort of missed out on all of that. For better or worse. I know it was all the rage with the kids. Wait. All right. Be happy. Well, I do vaguely remember it, like, but only from, like, you know, Studio J7. I think he was getting spammed with it quite a lot by some of his viewers. That number 2 is very garish. Ah! Well, it's only right for Captain Sicarius. He is he's his MO. Right, we need to wait a couple of seconds and micro sol it into oblivion. And then, ooh, hello. Make that noise into the microphone. Then we can wait a little bit longer for it to dry. And then we can gloss varnish it. Weathering can, yeah, I know. Oh, the thing is, I'm not really weathering it. We'll do some panel lining and stuff, but we're not really weathering these boys. Right, these. Better. I'm offline. I've only dropped 16 frames. My brain was just shut off. Oh. BadgerBot isn't. That's why nothing was working. No, it's still going. I don't understand. BadgerBot is evidently drunk. I mean, I'm looking at it. The bot is online. I can see all the chat scrolling. It's up and running. Although, oh. Hold on, what's going on here? There's been a whole load of exceptions. I got authenticated. No such host is known as twitch.tv. Connection reset, connection reset. I'm going to turn the bot off and on again. Oh god, there's an entire page. Oh, bloody hell. Hold on, the bot will be off. That might have been a mistake. And yet I now need to find where the bot is to turn it on again. Phantom bot, where are you? Is it going to work? Validated Twitch. Yes. Load all the things. Authenticated. Okay, so back to, this is the dodgy bit where it went sideways in the previous iteration of the bot. Reconnecting to event sub. And I think this bot is generally on its way out anyway. Truth be told, it's a bit long in the tooth. We do need to, Phantom bot needs to properly go. Oh, enabling follower announcement. Okay, it seems to be up and running at the speed of a startled slug. It's very slow. Really slow. It's also an hour behind. Oh, it's set at GMT rather than UTC. Anyway, whatever. So we're going to slap some micro sol on these two. Kind of help get the look. And then we can worry about the gloss varnish situation. Good, that's got rid of the... There was some sort of wrinkly bits on that. Alright, well, we're going to have to bite the bullet with this nightmare. Okay, we might... Where's the snippy little scissory things? See if these help. Suppose we could almost wrap that around. Would it be weird? Great, we're going to do it anyway. So we're going to glue this arm on. These two arms are not getting glued on, frankly. I'm just going to blue tack them on. Because I'm not really sure which one I want to do, truth be told. A little bit of editing to do tonight. Might actually make some time to play a computer game though as well. So I can get a couple of videos edited. Cross fingers. Then play a computer game. Tomorrow, more editing, more painting, then streaming. Probably doing a 3-hour stream tomorrow. We are basically coming up to 3 hours of streaming right now. I'm not entirely sure how much we'll be doing. Right, more coffee time. Then potentially varnish time. Yeah. I think we... glue these bits on as well. That little lump of blue tack I had. Has it gone AWOL? Right, no, there it is. I found it. Yeah. Is that what the smell? I have no idea what the smell is. Solo. No idea. I've also got to do the website. I've got to work on the website a little bit more. I mean, it's based. I got to start writing blog posts or things. Okay. You get that ISO cleaned. Bad joke. No, it's all right. It's all right. Whew. Okay, so I think if we stick the wingy things on, I think his arm, I was intending to have it sort of go forward a little bit. I don't even know if that's on because we moved the camera to do printing today. I think like having the left leg and the left arm back at the same time doesn't make sense. So I think a little bit forward. Probably makes the most sense. Now we are, as I said, we're not gluing these arms on Because frankly, I can't make my mind up. We're only blue tacking these bad boys on. I have a bit of a preference towards the melter myself, but I would like to have him having both options just in case. That might look cooler like that. Depends on the plasma glowy nonsense that we end up doing. And how plasma glowy nonsense, how much we do. I'm not really into Ozzle and all that sort of stuff. So we might not do huge amounts of it anyway. Loads of cursed blue tack in there. I think this playlist, or this, I say this, 3 hours. So we may, at that point, go, woo! The problem is, with the melter is a bit shorter than the plasma, so if... We'll see once we've glued the wingy bits on. Which one's going to look better, if any of them. They might look rubbish. Tomorrow we've got more printing to do. I've got 5-hour print, first of all. On both the machines, got to print out double poop shoots. Then we've got to do the... I think I am going to print out some Y adapters. I think I am going to print out some Y adapters. I know I'm going to, at some point, have to do a lift, like a lifting thing to help lift the top thing up so it doesn't overheat, strangely. And then after that, well, one thing at a time. We've got to start printing scenery at some point, though. Some scenery to paint for like more like Age of Fantasy stuff, I guess, and also some sorts of 40k scenery or like sci-fi scenery, basically as an excuse to paint some sweet scenery and also have something to take pictures of our minis on. I'm not massively keen on like just that. Kind of like the blank slate. Also, I don't like it. Like the blank background. I think a bit of sort of something in the background is quite nice, actually. Much like in the olden days. Maybe we need to get a hill paint printed up or made at least. Printing up a hill. Jesus. Where are my pliers? No. I have no idea where my pliers have gone. Sucks. Not the end of the world, I suppose. Let's continue, see if we can get some of this sweet, sweet glue. Welcome back, Rusty. How are you doing today? Happy Tuesday to you. We've been doing some transfers today. About to glue this thing on. And then, hopefully, be in a position to gloss varnish them. Where the hell have my pliers gone? But normally in this cupboard, right? Ah. It's covered by a glove. I don't exactly know how long we're streaming for. It's been 3 hours thus far. We need more super glue at this rate. Oof. I won't, Avian, don't worry. I won't. I want to get the... I'm just pondering, I was just thinking at the time, like, even if I started that print now, which I'm not going to... Oh my god. I need to make an order from Amazon. Glue needs to be on it, because this is ridiculous. Oh my god. Yeah, we're gonna... We're gonna have to add more glue to the list. Going good, just routering up some plastic for the grey playground in front of this big old fan. I'm doing all right, thank you. I'm doing all right, Rusty. It is. It's just starting to, like, tomorrow is definitely going to be warmer, and tomorrow might be a shorter stream. Like, today is probably potentially going to be a short stream. I've got a fair amount of stuff to do in the house anyway. But yeah, tomorrow is probably, because it's starting to get hotter. Anyway, it has been good though. We've got the FDM printers finally up and running, so we need to do... We've done the benchies and we've done a couple of other bits, literally. We need to do the poop chutes. We need to do, like, the riser. A Y adapter. And then a side spool thing for each of them. Then I can start printing out sweet scenery. I hope. That is the plan, at least. But first of all, before we even get that far, we need to get glue. We need to get glue on this. Oh, there we go. Yes. I hate myself for this, but what's stopping you from making submarine? Absolutely nothing. What's stopping you? That's my question. What's stopping you from making them? Okay, so this sensor is slightly wonky. A bit skew-if. Not too bad. Problem is I stuck it on early. Like a bit too soon, really, and as a result it's slightly... However, tactical stuff in the way will help. Yeah, no, submarine, like underwater. Do you mean underwater kind of space marines? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing stopping you. I'm sure there are plenty of like conversions out there which will help you get to that point. Lack of a 3D printer. Yeah. I mean, finding the files is a bit of a journey. I mean, not everyone like. Problem is, even if you think of something you like, right? Someone may very well have done it, but you might hate the way they've done it. You know what I mean? Like the way they've decided to render something or whatever it is, and they may be a wonderful sculpture and all that kind of thing, but your vision and their reality don't always mash up. It's a bit of a shame. Bit of a shame. Like there are some designers out there who I really like their stuff, and when I try and support the ones that I like where possible. It's not always possible though, because money is an issue. Under the sea. My brain goes right to Bioshock. Well, this is the thing. I know I've seen something. Actually, hold on. I've seen those, but those were Death Guard. They were Death Guard ones. So while technically Space Marines, they were naughty Space Marines. Rusty. In fact, I can show you if I can remember who it was. What's up, Fluent Code? How you doing today, dude? Slowly melting. I'm thinking today's stream might be shorter as well, but even with this unit going, I think tomorrow's stream's going to have to be earlier. Or, no, well, earlier or shorter. What I hate about the summer. It's very antisocial. Like, it's fine. You might be all right going out to the pub and whatnot with friends and stuff, which is social, but it's also antisocial. Yeah, well, thing is, I do tend to have more seizures in the heat, which is why. Whilst I do agree with you in principle, the reality of the situation is I don't want to have any more seizures. Every time I have a seizure, it means I can't drive for a year. And I still have the bloody thing, so I'm not driving again yet. Honestly, not that I really want to. Cars are bloody expensive these days. Much as I would love another car. That would be awesome. In that case, yeah, well, I'm going to have to. You know, at least it gives me an excuse to get some other work done, I guess. I mean, it's not a complete disaster. What's going on here? How was your day today? Oh, where did that go? Drink plenty of water, not the paint water. Yeah, that is very true. Well, I didn't really drink the paint water. It's not as tasty as some people like to make out. You finally worked out your remotes. What? What are you going with? Pretty solid. Couple of jobs finished up. Hey, fantastic. Hell yes. Hell yes. Well, I'm glad that is got those jobs finished and ready to get paid. That's definitely a good thing. You have access to the basement in your home? No. The basement in the home is currently probably mud. Because the river is... like 80 meters in that direction. I'm not really sure on the distance. I'm going to say 80. It might be 90. When it does flood, like for example, like the house next door, the owner basically when he fell into his, he didn't realize he had a cellar. And he sort of fell into it. He had a, I don't know what those things are called. Those big, like, it's almost like one of those sewage trucks with the great big, with the pump and the suction pipe. It's pulled out loads and loads of muck. So that's basically what the cellar is like here. Can't currently get to it either because this house used to be larger, and that part of the house which had the trapdoor in it was sold. Separate thing. So a new trapdoor needs to be built in, but the cellar is vaulted. So we need to make sure the engineer gets the trapdoor in the right position. Exactly those sorts of wagons, yes. All the tokens from 2nd edition? Ah, very nice. Very nice. I was wondering what you would do. I reckon that's a good choice. I like it. Probably your ancestors lived there before the Bobbies found them. Well, I wouldn't want to say, Avian. I wouldn't want to say. I would find, obviously, I would say no. Absolutely not. Your ancestors are all very well behaved. So I think we are going to slap on the... Get this arm on at least. Blue tack the other one on, so at least we have the option. Some of them are well behaved, others not so much. Oh, is it, do you know that for a fact? Like I know, you know, where they came from. Well, you know what I mean. Before you moved. Or before the family moved, at least. Do you reckon I can just photo you? Yeah, I suspect you can absolutely do that. I mean, it's not, these tokens are not really sort of like, they're pretty flat colors, aren't they? I mean, you could even use your own face for an emote. So, I mean, I think you could absolutely do that, yeah. Probably might want to tart them up a little bit or something like that if you felt like it. Guess how many there were? Oh, God. I can't even remember. There were a fair amount, though, right? Your dad's cousin did the genealogy search and got the documents from the government. I do have the genealogy for this family. Like, I can't quite remember the... I went down one side of it and ended up... It was starting to get a bit tenuous. Some of it was getting a bit tenuous. Like going back over the years. But which was quite funny, but it was very interesting. 15. My brain is not good. Slow speed. Really? Huh. One was a Scott Dragoon in the King's Army and settled in on... Really? Huh. Like the idea of the Dragoons. I like that idea. I like, it's a snazzy unit, Avian. No, yeah. So if I got the Dragoons correct, they are is it pistols on horseback? Is that basically what it is? I'm sure they had swords as well, but they didn't. That was their weapon, right? It wasn't like rifles. It was pistols. I could be really wrong, but in my brain, that's exactly what I've got. I'm trying to think of a particular. There's a character I've got in my mind of a dragoon in sort of really very snazzy dark green clothing. And he was in a film, and he was a bit of a naughty boy. Like, he wasn't a pleasant character. Another stole the horse harness and married a woman who stole linen. Okay. Run, broken, flamed. Oh, bloody hell. You know what? I can't remember any of these. Loot, I especially can't remember. Flamed makes sense. Jam, recharge. Okay, fine. Hidden and detected. Ah. I do remember there being a fair amount of them, but I can't... I'm struggling. Like, the speed ones, fine. That makes sense. And jammed, broken and run. Hidden, detected, Overwatch, and the grenade types. Yeah, okay. Plus wound and dead counters, a couple of other bits and bobs. Very nice. Sounds like a commissar. It does sound like a commissar loader. I wish... I just typed in Dragoon characters, and unfortunately it's given me a bunch of bloody cartoon characters. Which obviously I've got zero interest in. But there was a film I was watching at some point within the last few months, and all I remember is... the guy had, like, he had dark hair. What's the bloke's name? Oh, shoot. What the hell was the film? Dragoons were originally a class of mounted infantry. Oh, that's what it was. Yes. Okay. Yeah. They mounted infantry. They got where they wanted and dismounted to fight on foot. Absolute lunatics, by the way. Out of control. Okay, that one I do remember. Because playing against my brother's orcs. No. Yeah, I'm sure it changed over time. I was, in my mind though, I was thinking like, I have a particular person in mind, and I think he was a dragoon, but now you've actually reminded me what they are. Unfortunately, all this anime nonsense is ruining my search. Kind of minus anime crap. Oh god, this is all just getting absolutely ruined with absolute nonsense. I'm not going to be able to remember the name of this film that I saw him in. Damn it. I don't really watch that many old-fashioned, like, olden times films. I don't remember what the hell it would have been. I can remember him sort of, like, sort of picking something and shooting. Anyway, it's a film, not necessarily exactly reality. 17th century onwards, dragoons were increasingly also employed as conventional cavalry. Okay, there we go. And trained for combat with swords and firearms. Okay. I evidently did Google this at some point. I do remember the getting off the horsey bit and regular combat, but also I remembered the bit about the firearms from horseback. So considering Oz started to get stuffed with convicts, and like after the American Revolution, probably was acting more as traditional cavalry. Yeah. I'm still very, very irritated. I can't remember this bloody films. Film with Dragoon antagonist? I should probably type in anime before some not dragon, you. It was British. What? Well, this is the problem. I can't remember. I was wondering. Was it The Patriot? Was it The Patriot? Which I. When did I see? It was. It was Jason Isaacs. Jason. It was in color. It was The Patriot. Hold on. Just for my own sake. Okay. I need to. Yeah. Okay. We got there in the end. Jason Isaacs. Who I actually need to see. I need to watch Event Horizon again. My God. It's been at least a few months. He was a great bad guy in that. Yeah. Hold on. I want to show you the picture. Because in my mind, he was a... yeah, he was a naughty boy. He was a sadistic British officer. Okay, so it's not quite the costume I had in mind. Not quite the costume I had. I do remember the green bit. I forgot there was red bits. But I really like this guy. I think even Americans knew that had no historical facts. Yeah. But it's, you know. I think he was he not a dragoon in this? In my brain, he's a dragoon. I don't know why. I don't. I don't think they say if he's a dragoon or not. But in my brain he is. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time jabbering about random characters in films I can't even remember. When did I even see that last? Anyway, Jason Isaacs. He's also great in Event Horizon. One of my all-time favorite films. Be remiss of me to say otherwise if I didn't say that I love Event Horizon a lot. All right, we're going to glue this bloke's arm on. It's 7:20. We're adding glue to the shopping list. This glue is, oh my God, it's the work of the devil. It's possessed by a demon. Demon? Do the bit! Which bit? The bit where there's a really tenuous link. No, I'm not going to do the bit. I'm not going to do the bit. I'm not. I don't, like... I can see what people are getting at, but I'm not, I don't... I'm getting so flustered, I don't even know which hand is which. Why is this glue so bloody... This is why the nipple delivery system is not always good. All right. What are we going for? Roughly... kind of like that, I think. Kind of like that. Bit too... Yeah. Maybe just tilt it back a smidgen. Okay. Between 1806 and 1808, the 7th, 10th, and 5th and 18th regiments of light dragoons of the British Army were redesignated as hussars. And when the Napoleonic Wars ended in 1815, some became lancers. The transition from dragoons to hussars was, however, a slow one, affecting uniforms but not equipment and functions. Even titles often remained ambiguous until 1861, for example. The 18th King's Light Dragoons, hussars. The bit where wishy-washy on... Listen, it's to keep the enemy confused, Avian. It's to keep the enemy of, you know, confused. That's basically why we do it. Even if it confuses us at the same time, sometimes. Not seen Event Horizon. Rusty? I mean, it's a sci-fi horror. I guess. Some people consider it a horror. I don't consider it a horror anymore. It's a very enjoyable experience. I love that film. You should too. Keep the course to Martin. Well, it gives them more to do. Originally, Jude Law was going to play... Really? Battle Squig. Oh, God. I can't imagine that. Off the top of my head... Okay, bearing in mind my memory is awful. Jude Law is a bad boy. Jude Law, bad... He was a naughty boy in Talented Mr. Ripley, right? Have I got the right character? Or was what's his features, the bad boy? I've only seen that film once, so I can't remember. I've not seen all his films, so I really don't know. Jude Law is Tavington as Jason Isaac's character in The Patriot. You love horror 40Ks? True, Rusty. Very true. I would... It's got Sam Neill in, right? Lawrence Fishburne. Jason Isaacs. Oh, it's got Sean Pertwee in. And a bunch of other sort of good character actors that I'm really terrible at remembering names of. And it's in space. Ooh, in the future. Ooh, so you should go and watch it. And enjoy it. It is. It is. So this is our boy, right? As I said, we're just blue tacking these arms on. For now, I'm going to paint them both up. And then make my decision at the last minute and probably just glue the arm on forever. So we will gloss varnish this. All. Now. Live and on air for your viewing pleasure. Once I finish my coffee. Sam Neill doing the heavy lift. He did I love that film so much, dude. Like, there was a point that I was watching that film almost monthly. Same with The Thing and Ghostbusters, truth be told. Like, there was a regular cycle of films that I basically watched almost monthly. And a few other films also crept in. I haven't actually managed to watch many films recently, but I'm hoping that will change soon, TM. So, we're going to... What am I doing tomorrow? I have no idea what we're doing on stream, but not painting this, that's for sure. I don't want to paint my Imperial Fist guy because he's going to be a YouTube video. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow, if anything. Might do nothing. That could be a... Layman's terms? I can't remember that guy's name. Like, what else has he been in? And then there was oh god, there's actually so many characters, people in that film. I can't remember their names. I'm going to Instagram, not Instagram, IMDb. Oh, there was who was Baby Bear in that? Some bloke who's there's Kathleen Quinlan, Jolie Richardson, okay. Richard T. Jones was Cooper. Jack Noseworthy. What has Richard T. Jones been in that I... Let me remind myself. Anything have I seen? Sanitarium, have I seen that? That sounds like a film I've watched. I was in Narcos, but I never watched that. American Horror Story, I didn't watch that. He's obviously been very busy. Oh, he's in Law and Order SVU. Oh, one episode. My bad. Oh, Godzilla. A lot of these films I just completely missed. Anyway. Ancient One, I awaken you? The Wi-Fi password? Yeah. He became more and more relatable as time went on. Yeah, he did. I thought I really liked his character. I really like Sean. I think Sean Pertwee's character I liked a lot as well. From that picture, she aged really well. Where's that picture gone? Oh, hello. I didn't even know what she's been in. She was in Apollo 13. Did not know that. Did not know that at all, in fact. Marilyn Lovell. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. What else has she been in? Not much I've watched, really. Breach. She was in Breach. I like that one. Anyway, let me get back to the Osvan situation. I've got to neck my coffee first. He was in... I don't even know what that is. Battle Squig. Is that something worth watching? That's my question. Oh my god, Ally McBeal. I remember used to watching that. Decades ago. You seen Eclipse of Apollo? I really like that film. I usually watch that if I get a chance to see Apollo 13. Because I like it. Yeah, Skinny okay, I get that now. Yeah. Because that had the dancing baby in it. Didn't it? That sort of animated dancing baby thing. Yeah, exactly, Avian. Yeah, as you said. Alright, that's the coffee situation. Alright, let's move on to the airbrushing. Tiny little bit of airbrushing. We don't need to go bananas. The little coat ready for the oiling up. There was some music video, was there not, with that dancing baby in it? Oh, I can't remember what came first. The baby or that song? The Ooga Chaka one. That's more than enough varnish. We're going to use this brush here. I'm going to hiccup into the microphone. I apologize. Watch Tucker and Dale. That name sounds... There's a lot of stuff I just completely miss out on. I have no idea. Like, names sound familiar, but only because other people have talked to me about them. Okay, truth be told, we probably don't need to really do this. Like, you don't really need to... You're going to be doing, like, weathering and stuff. You don't strictly need to do this. It does add a nice layer of protection, though. But if you're gentle with it, then you don't need to worry much as some people do. But we are going to be pin washing, and gloss varnishing will help with the surface tension and allow the oily bits to get to all the bits which need it. So that's why we're doing it. Whee! Alright. Alright. Did record this. We could potentially do that while... And then just do this bit for the camera. Yeah, if we have extra varnish left, we'll do the arms. Where's my... I'll turn this off. I need a glove. It was a 6... Oh, really? Ah, I didn't know that. Or did I? And just forgot. Probably... No, I just don't think I knew. It also helps with the sexual tension, too. Does it? Does it? I find really awful jokes. That's really, you know, that really does wonders. Okay. Right, varnish time, baby. All right. What I thought was a build-up of too much varnish just then was actually an edge highlight. Absolutely magical. Beep, beep. Maybe I did know that it was an older song from an older era. The name was Hooked on a Feeling. Yep, I think, yeah. No. I think I got around to that. Yeah, Blue Suede. It finally, yeah, it did pop into my brain. Woo! Not the best job ever, but it's functional, and frankly, that's all I care about this time. I need to paint pot. Where's that blue tack? I had a ball of blue tack. It's over here. Dave? Yeah. Well, some of us has to make up for you not painting. We are indeed. How's work today? Has it been tolerable? Plan for the evening. Have one. What has happened to the music? Is it completely stopped? Well, we'll just go back to the beginning. Just for a little bit. I've been painting for longer than that, though, thankfully, so... All right, leave that second. Question: do you collect sprues? I keep bits for like a few sprues, but I think GW actually have a sort of recycling program for sprues. I don't know what like they have to entice people to do that, but there's no way you can prove that. Need to. Thankfully. Thankfully. It's all in the VOD. I'm going to literally jiggle this around a little. Suppose we could... we do need to glue this bad boy together. Nothing but the fields. It's... do remember it's coming out. Just as all people were talking about for ages. And the whole arrow to the knee nonsense. Non-stop arrow to the bloody knee. Especially, like, everyone was always going off work, like with a dodgy knee or whatever it was. Whatever the excuse was, or whatever the reason was, I should really say, at Lion King, it was always, yeah, knee. Where they get all their bits for conversions in the sprue recycling. Well, I remove all the bits from the sprues. And put those in containers. For my own basing nonsense, should I need it. Maybe another coat of varnish, just pretty quite shiny. You're already quite a shiny boy. Polish the old crotch. I think that's basically kind of almost. Leave these. Do-do. Yeah, not perfect, but functional. I forgot about. I'm thinking about giving a orc a bow. What, in 40k? I mean, orcs would use most things in 40k. I would have thought they'd probably prefer a louder, noisier thing if they can get their hands on it, but they might have no choice. Rusty. That's it for the gloss varnishing. I think, well, this is going to be for a YouTube video anyway, so if you are on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. You will eventually see this thing turned into a thing. I think I'll be hopefully finishing that miniature off Thursday or Friday. I imagine. Next stage isn't too stressful. It needs to be gloss varnished, then panel lined, and then weathered. And then a base, really. Not too much work. So he should be finished. I'm hoping Friday. And potentially this guy as well. That'd be nice. Get them both done for the weekend. Need to spend some time. So do the panel lining with the black oil. Once that's done, matte varnish it, and then edge highlight the bejesus out of it, and then do the plasma gun. Figure out. Apparently that's going to be green plasma. I think that's what we do, so. But a blood axe, well, they'll steal anything that's not glued down, surely. Need to put some And this. Hey, Jimmy, how's it going, dude? I'm melting. Absolutely melting. Yeah, you have access. They've I think you get 7 a year, isn't that right? Is that something like that? You should have access. I got an email the other week saying, I'll tell you what it said. I'll tell you what it said, so I don't have to try and use my brain. Oh, hello. It said. If I can find, am I looking in the right emails? Anyway, they said basically you have access to like your own, because you know they quite often do deals like a week, like 4 days of 35% stuff, but you might not be streaming because it like they choose a weird time. Now you have, I think 7. You can do it 7 times a year, ish. I need to find the exact email. I think 35% off. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, so, hello. Hey, this is the wrong email. Where the bloody hell is it? It was only, like, recently. I'm sure about it. No. Why is... You understand it. Now you can fill your inventory with gift sub savings starting today. Oh no, that was some other thing. Anyway. If I could find the email, I could actually read it. Unfortunately, I can't. But I remember it appeared, I would say between like in the last 2 weeks, it's appeared. You should have an email about it, dude. I also have no idea what's going on. I'm trying to... I can't really figure out where the hell the email's gone, though. That's the problem. Hold on. Hold on. Monetization? Subscriptions. Oh god, what have I done? Please don't break something. Oh, here we go. Subscription discount promotions. Apparently, I've already opted in. So you can start a discount promotion. Use your available hours to offer your community a promotional discount up to 7 times per year. You must have both hours and occurrences remaining to run a promo. These will be available, oh god, until December the 31st. Yeah. So you go to monetization, Jimmy, and then under subscriptions, it'll say subscription discount promotions. Yeah, so you got to use them up by the end of this year. I should have done one for my affiliate anniversary. I didn't realize. All right, we got 70. Oh, there are 70 hours of them remaining to use. That's what it is. So we'll have to think of an event or something just to offer it, rather than it's Monday. That's thinner. Airbrush clean. That's all right, dude. I had heard of it, but I hadn't really, unsurprisingly, clicked on it. Oof. I've been all sorts of scatterbrained recently. How are you doing? Oof. I had my FDM printers running today, finally. which is very nice. Got some things to print out tomorrow morning, and then I think we're basically starting to print scenery, which I'm looking for. What? Blast this airbrush. Yeah, dude, I got so much nice scenery that I have merchant license for all of them, and then Etsy come along and shaft everyone who are doing things legally. Like, thanks Etsy, absolutely magnificent rags. Dude, let me show you the scenery. I don't know how long it's going to. I would happily hook you up, dude. I don't know how long it's going to take to print, but let me show you it because I'm really excited to actually. I'm very excited to print it and paint it myself. But oh, I will show you the saucy scenery. Need that ruined more times. Oh god, I know. Okay, so example number 1 of I have 3 different creators for scenery. We will have a look at. I get one of their. I've got one of their names which is confused, which doesn't help. I get very confused with some of these people. All right, so we got Terror Blocks. They did it. This is the Kickstarter. Their 3rd Kickstarter, in fact. Their first one was Fanny Smoked Kipper House, which is basically the first thing I'm going to print. The name alone just has me in stitches because I'm very infantile. I mean, very serious, very serious. You did a Bretonian? Yes. Are you still? You've got that? I do need to print that out. I do need to print out that jousting thing. But there's Fanny's Smoked Kipper House, and there's also Fanny's Smoked Kipper House Ruin. So they do like the whole version and like the ruined version. This was their first one. Then they did. This was their second Kickstarter they did. There's ruined versions of it and like whole versions. So it's like these houses, the lighthouse, the cellar. If you're that way inclined, you know. It's basically more time. It's basically more time. I saw it and thought, God damn it. He evidently has been watching my stream and he knows that I would cave like a wet box in a storm or something. And then he's done this one, his most recent one, which is like a cathedral with. I mean, it's ridiculous. So there's like the sort of hell bit, I guess. And there's also sewers. Where are the sewers? I was looking at them last night going, oh, I can imagine some Skaven running through there. The little rascals. And then there's Tired World Studios. I have a merchant here to print out. I don't think I backed the Gatehouse, unfortunately. I've got to double check my merchant license. They have what would you call it? A port. So a lighthouse again, building bridge, crane. There's a boat. Driftwood Lane, ruins and whole again. So 2 versions. All of these. Like the jetties, city foundations, all of this stuff. I'm very I'm very hyped and also slightly concerned about storage mostly. Now there was another Kickstarter I did. The other one I did, which was called what did they call themselves? What was it called? Wasn't Secret Forge. Stormcry. Who does them, Avian? There was this one here, Jimmy. The Silent District. I mean, it's not quite more time. Like, when I think of more time, it's not quite more time. But it is very sexy. And sexy does help a lot. It's this massive building and tower. So it's only 120 centimeters by 120 centimeters for this bit right here. And the other one I have is this one here, which is this building is 60. What is it? No, it's only 93 centimeters wide by 62 centimeters tall, and then 84 centimeters deep. Yes, that's what she said, Jimmy. That is exactly what she said. It's ridiculous. I thought, well, like someone's printed it out right there, and I thought, well, I might as well tack that on. There might be some lunatic down over the years who might want this for... I think someone was selling it for like $1,000. Some 3D printing company was selling this or their other one I just showed you for like $1,200 or something. There's an awful lot of money. Bearing in mind, this is an awful lot of time to print. Anyway. I'm hoping to print some of that scenery out very soon. I'm going to need to do some test runs for my own purposes, but yeah, I'll definitely get in contact. Fancy some scenery to paint. But we have been doing this little... Those boxes are all going... The pile of boxes going to the trash has grown. Where's my hand? That one needs to go to that one as well. But yes, this I'm pretty happy with this guy. He's okay. I guess he'll do. He will do. Question is, I don't entirely know. Like, we are streaming tomorrow. I don't think we're going to be streaming the amount of hours that we did, that we've done today, for example. Like, we won't be doing 4 hours. We'll probably be, because tomorrow it's supposed to be hotter. It's supposed to be tomorrow. Like, I say hotter in the UK at least. I'm gonna wait for this webpage to wake up. It's gonna be 24 tomorrow, which is ridiculous. 26 Thursday, 29 on Friday. Apparently. 29 on Monday. Oh god, it's the beginning of the end, folks. We might be having to knock an entire, like, the arse end of the stream off. Because it does get slightly toasty in this room. So, yeah. That is basically that. What are we going to do? You know what? I know who we're going to go and raid. I haven't raided him in ages. I have the urge. I have the urge to raid him. If we're on YouTube. I'd like to say thank you very much for hanging out. I'm back tomorrow at 4 o'clock UK time. Probably for... Well, I'm definitely back for Twitch. I'm not entirely sure about YouTube yet. I do apologize. YouTube, we might be listening to some banging beats. Which I can't really get through to YouTube. So it might just be a Twitch stream tomorrow. But it's only going to be for 3 hours anyway. We are going to go and raid someone. If I can find the button. There it is. Please come through and say hi. Here's a wonderful chat. Just keep the camera about the shoulders and you'll be good. Above the shoulders. But one does one's best. I mean, it's... The camera has moved. Showing off the printers over there hasn't helped, admittedly. I will, Rusty. You have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for hanging out. Don't forget to go and watch Event Horizon. Enjoy it. I'd love to know what you think about it. Obviously, you'll love it because it's amazing. But let's go and we're going to go and copy and paste the commands, please. Thank you very much if you are on Twitch. We are going to go and raid Coin Fury. I've not had a chance to raid him in a while. I'd like to remedy that situation. Go and say hi to him. And I will see you on tomorrow's stream. Thank you and goodbye.